Alrighty folks, this is Lurch from Chamberlain Gaming and welcome back to another episode of From the Depths. I mentioned in the last little collab bid I did with Rosefall that I got carried away building a really stupid gun. And a couple of people showed interest in having a look at that stupid gun. So this is what that stupid gun does. To a bulwark. Over there is the Skeksis, which was built by Ben H, one of my subs, and he did a really good job with it. It was sort of like an offshoot to the Mastiff. He built it around the same time, and he asked me to have a look at it and see what sort of maybe improvements I could make, and I got really carried away. So let's go have a look. I'll get rid of this guy because he's causing a bit of lag. We see just how well that works. This hasn't been shooting for very long. It's only been about a minute. But this is the daft turret that I came up with. Doesn't seem like a whole pile. It's quite a considerable amount of barrels there, but if we take a little look underneath in the hull, it's a bit big. Let's see if we can shrink the blocks to see how big this turret is. It is bloody ginormous. Like, absolutely bloody ginormous. It just about fits into that big section at the back of the ship there, and that's got like 4 layers thick of metal armor all the way around it. This is a really powerful ship, and Ben did a great job building it. I'm afraid it doesn't look the best in my colour scheme, I don't think. The colour scheme that he has in the workshop looks, I think, a lot better. He's got like a paler grey on this this body part. It looks great. But yeah, we see roughly what this fella can do. You can go and download it on the workshop yourself, and I will put the link to this video or to the blueprint in the video description. It's up on the workshop. So let's pop the Skeksis out and I'll show you what actually went into making this daft turret. Oh wow. Surfing. Awesome. Let's get over to the turret. Right. Here she is in all her glory. This was the old Skeksis turret. He only had one firing piece. This is no good at all. Not nearly enough DACA and all of this room to use. So I took this rough design and optimized it a bit. He went completely overkill with the inputs, and he used these 6-way connectors. Now, this turret took me about 3 hours to build, I think, and even though I had exact specifications before I started, it is rotationally symmetrical. See, we've got 4 different firing pieces here. They're all connected on just a big cooler chain down to, you know, a sort of consistent starting point in the corners, and then I built one corner of the turret and prefabbed it and rotated it 90 degrees each time. This one here is one of the turrets with everything else removed, so you can see sort of what goes into it. These are all like 2-meter shells. They're I have used dampers on absolutely everything, all the things. I even had to use 6 ways myself. But that's because of this wonkiness here. I couldn't get a connecting point, and it was right at the end I decided, I've got a couple more spaces here, let's squeeze a couple of autoloaders in. So I squeezed these 2 in up here, squeezed this line in down the side here, and this was just to make up to the profile of the awesome spin block template, you know, Maeve's spin block templates, and I had a little template built out underneath so I knew exactly what size I could have the turret being. And you'll see here it lines up absolutely perfectly with this template underneath. So yeah, that's how I built it. I didn't build it, you know, like a exploded view first, because I kind of had a very specific size in mind, and having, you know, knowing that you have 400 blocks to put in into a specific space isn't really that useful because you've got so much room to work with. It's more about how you fill in the outside and make sure that it sort of fits into the template correctly. It was pretty awkward to build. I think the center of the turret didn't take very long, but the actual tweaking and making sure it's all balanced and all that did take an awful long time. It is actually quite a well-balanced cannon. The coolers at the start, and incidentally this is the reason I have all of these guys here, I had loads of coolers. When I built this first, it had a 0.04 refire or cooldown time, which basically meant that it emptied all of those autoloaders in about 3 seconds. So it was absolutely stupid. So I cut back a load of the coolers and I just plugged in a couple of extra autoloaders where I could. And that ended up with quite a reasonable refire rate. Let's just bring the stats up for this cannon so you can see. 0.4 accuracy, not amazing, not too bad. 289 meters per second. It shoots a general purpose high explosive shell with a composite head. I'll show you the shell in a minute. The autoloader complexity is only 2.9, and this is why I built this in, 4 barrels, because this other cannon, autoloader complexity, is 4.03. So essentially, because of the complexity, we're getting like 30% more for each of these autoloaders than we are for these ones. Another thing I did here was I made the complexity work for us rather than against us. You can do that by sort of exploiting the ammo inputs. Whenever you make a cannon in the advanced cannon system, your reload speed for a standard autoloader is always half the speed of a shell to clip time. So you will always need, with a 1 autoloader cannon, 2 ammo inputs. Because our complexity is now over 2 for each cannon, you'll see the total loading speed modifier is 2.9. That means that this thing actually reloads at less than half the speed of a regular loader. So we only need 1 single ammo input. Now in many cases, like smaller cannons, that's not going to make much difference. But over the course of the 50 or 60 autoloaders that are in this cannon, that's an extra 50 or 60 blocks, because we only need one input. So it's a way to make absolute most efficiency out of the space that you have. Keep an eye on your complexity. Don't go totally overboard with ammo inputs, because you really don't need that many. Just need enough to get the thing taken over. Now, for multi-clip designs, where you've got more than one clip, and these are actually all mostly dual clip. I have single clip ones sort of stuck in here, there, and everywhere. These ones here are multi-clip. You'll see it's 2.053. Their reload speed is twice as much. So I have 2 clips here, but I've only got 1 ammo input. That's it. Only 1 per feeder, or 1 per clip. It makes a hell of a difference. And all that extra space I've essentially turned into more autoloaders. Gotta love it. But yeah, that is the Skeksis cannon. Like I said, I'll put a link to the download in the description. This fella won't be up there, but this is the exact cannon that is in the actual Skeksis on the workshop. This is the shell. It's pretty standard issue. 3 gunpowder inertial, 3 high HE composite. Nothing very exciting. It is a 250mm though. So it's a 1200 damage and 11 meter radius. Great for taking out shields. And just generally peppering the target and doing loads of damage. But yeah, that is the Skeksis turret. And if you have any trouble finding it, or don't find the link, I'm actually listed as a collaborator, so you can find it in my my workshop page as well. So if you want to find it there, have a look. But yeah, Ben did an absolutely great job with the Skeksis, and I am very happy to have contributed to it, because it's a really nice design. And I had a lot of fun building this turret. I've been building crams for so long now, and I've been neglecting the advanced cannons. I'm actually looking forward to getting around to my tutorials so I can start building some more and, think about it a bit more. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Any likes, subs, or comments are really, really awesome. I love hearing from you guys, and I read every single comment. As always, take it handy, and have a bloody good day.